Hi everyone, I'm back to do a centre out patterns tutorial for you. A general tutorial on how to do some of the corners and some of the complicated stuff that you might encounter when it comes to my patterns, in particular the magic ring. I'm going to show you how to do the magic ring. Back loop single crochet, which is normal overlay mosaic crochet, normal corners, which are one single crochet chain one single crochet, double crochet stitches, and big corners, the one double crochet chain one double crochet, normal corners with one double crochet as the first stitch, big corners with one single crochet as the first stitch, which can be hard to find. Be aware that the corners change throughout my patterns, and sometimes the beginning and the end of the row isn't symmetrical, so be aware of that. But throughout all my centre out patterns, it is overlay mosaic crochet rows throughout. So let's get started with showing you how to do a magic ring. So you get your yarn, put my thumb there, wrap it round the back and make a cross. Then turn your hand over, put your hook under that, and then pull this through and twist, and then grab that yarn there and pull through the loop, and that is your lovely magic ring. Took me ages to get my head around that and make it work. So with all my patterns that are square, usually 8 single crochet into that magic ring. So that's 1. You might want to put a stitch marker in that stitch so you know where you are. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 single crochet. Then you grab that end and you pull. There. Right, now you take the hook off the yarn, find your first stitch that you did. For me it's that one. You'll have a stitch marker in it if you were unsure. Put your hook into both loops of that first stitch, going from the back to the front. Make sure your yarn is all at the back, your ends and stuff, and then you grab that loop. You might want to pull it a little bit and then pull it through to the back. There we go. So that's your magic ring. Magic. Then we grab the detail colour yarn and pull that through. Then I always look at the back of my work and pull that other yarn, you see, a little bit tight, just pull that a little bit tight, pull it round the front, and then it's very fiddly to start with, always. Then do your slip stitch there. Right, so now we've got these 2 working yarns, and these 2 are in the way, but they won't be later on. It'll be much easier. Now what I state in my pattern usually is to go into the nearest loop, the back loop of the nearest stitch to you for your first corner. So there is my nearest stitch. I'm carrying the yarn from the last round, from the magic ring. Carry that one just for this stitch only. That's your single crochet. You can move that yarn out of the way now, it's done. Now do your chain 1. This is your corner that you're starting with, and you go back into the same loop for your single crochet. So it's always the corner to start round 1, and that is what you're going to do every time. So that's your corner started. Now for round 1, it's usually always a single crochet as the only stitch at the side, and then the next is another corner. So that's single crochet, don't forget your chain 1, single crochet, that's your corner done. The only stitch of round 1, single crochet on that side. Now another corner, single crochet, chain 1, back into the same stitch, single crochet, all back loop throughout. Now the only stitch of the side, back loop, single crochet, and then another corner, back loop, single crochet, chain 1, back into the same stitch, single crochet. The last stitch is the only stitch of that side, a single crochet, back loop, single crochet. So that's that round done. Now what we've got to do, find the first stitch that we did, which was a corner, if you remember, and there were 3 stitches in that corner. That was your single crochet, that was your chain. So this one here between my thumbs is the first single crochet I did. So I'm going into both loops of that, grab that yarn, pull it a little bit tight, and then pull it through to the back of your work. Then immediately I grab the other coloured yarn and pull it tight, then wrap it round the front and chain. So that is round 1 done. Now what I generally do now is tighten up a bit at the back, and you can also tie these 2 together if you wish. You might have your own way of, you know, tightening these, and then I can sew them in later on. But that's tighten that up nicely. I'm just getting over a cold, sorry about sniffles. Right, so I've just shown you like what a normal round would be if it's single crochet, and they are normal corners. Let's have a look at this piece of paper now with what I wanted to show you. So I've done the 8 single crochet into a magic ring. Started round 1. I've repeated between those asterisks. I repeated it four times in total, 3 more after you've done it the once. So I did a corner, which was single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, then I did 1S, and then I started again. And that's what it looks like in the chart. So literally that white box there is your 1S, because it's got nothing inside it, all empty boxes, single crochet. The blue boxes in my charts are the first stitch, the first corner that you do, and the green ones are where you carry the pattern around, and this is your magic ring, obviously, with the 8 single crochet into it. So I've shown you that. Now we're doing a normal corner, and then we're doing 1 double crochet, 2 single crochet. This is what I'll show you. This is what it looks like on the chart, and I know this is my Celtic Spirit blanket, because that's the only one I think that does double crochets on round 2. So we'll show you this. Normal corner, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochet. So get these out of the way. So they were my 3 stitches of my corner that I did. So I know the one in the middle is my chain stitch, which you want to go into the back loop, and then we're doing a normal corner. So we're carrying the yarn that we used as well on the last round. Single crochet, chain 1, move that yarn out of the way now, and single crochet. There, that's what we've done. Now we have to do a double crochet, and usually the double crochet, when it's the first stitch of the round, it always goes into the corner chain of the previous round, the front loop of the corner chain. With the magic ring, you can't really tell, but there is 3 stitches there, and that stitch there is closest. So I'm going to go in this stitch here, front loop, and we're doing a double crochet. So do your normal double crochet there. So we've done the double crochet. Now we're doing 2 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and then it's normal corner again, because these parts of this pattern aren't symmetrical, because there isn't a double crochet at the end of the side. So we've done the 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet. I'm sorry if you can't see. 1 double crochet, 2 single crochet. Now we're going to do a normal corner. So single crochet, chain 1, back into the same stitch, single crochet. I'm doing all back loop. Now the first stitch is a double crochet. That's the nearest one to me. So I'm going to do a double crochet into that stitch. Now 2 single crochet, back loop, and then corner, normal corner. The C, the big C is a normal corner throughout my patterns. Back into the same stitch, single crochet. Fantastic. Now I'll show you, I'll stay with you for all of this round. Now into the nearest stitch, we're doing that double crochet as the first stitch. I have got a video showing you actually Celtic Spirit, so I'm just showing you that again. Back loop for the next 2 single crochet. You've got to be careful where you choose to put your stitches, and make sure you get them right. Sometimes you have to move stitches, especially double crochets, out of the way to make sure you get it into the right stitch. Now this is the corner, back into the same stitch, and then double crochet. So I'd say this one here it's quite tricky to find. If you are doing Celtic Spirit, watch my Celtic Spirit video. It might be a bit easier than this one, because I'm not particularly aiming at one particular design. Now it's 2 single crochet. That one's quite obvious. The last stitch of the round is always hard to find, especially if it's a single crochet. Now I always bend my work back, and this stitch here, this is your last stitch. It's always bent forward, and you just have to manipulate the work a bit, and don't forget that last stitch. So what we do at the end of every round, we take the hook off the yarn, we find the first stitch that we did. These are my 3 first stitches, so I know that first one is the first single crochet that I did. You see, sorry. This one here is the first single crochet that I did. Pull that yarn a little bit tight, pull through to the back, immediately grab your other yarn, slip that, look at the back of your work and pull this yarn a little bit tight and pull it around the front. This improves the look of the back of the work and also brings the yarn up to where you need it for the next rows, rounds. Right, what am I going to show you now? Now, it's saying to do, right, some of those, but what I'm going to do is just a normal round. So I do a normal round and then I can do the double crochets into the corner stitches. So I'll do a normal round and I'll come back. So I thought I'd come back and show you, just go over what a normal round would look like. So I'm at this corner now, so back loop, single crochet, chain one, single crochet, and then I just, this is 5 single crochet, I just back loop, single crochet, that's 2, because it's just like a normal row round, 3, 4, and then if you see I had to bend that back, so I'm just so used to doing it, you see, you get there and you think, oh, I'm done, but never forget that last stitch. So it looks completely hidden, but if you bend your work back, you can see that the back loop here, this is your last stitch. Never forget that last stitch, as your work just won't work out. So there's the last stitch. Find the first stitch that you did. They were your 3 corner stitches. So it's not that one, it's not that one, it's that little one there. It's usually smaller than the rest. So we'll go into both loops. Grab that yarn and pull it through to the back. Immediately grab the next colour, slip stitch, look at the back of your work, pull that yarn a little bit tight, wrap it round the front and slip. So now you're ready for the next round. Now I'm going to show you a big corner. So it's going to be double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So I've wrapped the yarn round, ready. You're going to find that corner stitch. Now you might want to put stitch markers in your corner chains. That can be quite helpful, but I know this one here is mine because it's always slightly at an angle, and as your blanket gets further on, you get to know what it looks like. So I've started my double crochet, I've got halfway through and I've stopped. Now what you've got to do is grab the other yarn, bring it round the front of your work and then finish off the double crochet. Now you don't have to do this, but what it does is it makes the back so much neater and it raises up that yarn ready for the next row. So now you can move it out of the way. So I've done my first double crochet of the big corner, chain 1, always chain 1, and then back into the same stitch for your second double crochet of your corner, and that's done. Move that yarn out of the way, that's your big corner done. Now, your first stitch of the round can be a double crochet. So what you need to do is go into that same corner chain and do your double crochet into that corner chain. And when you're on the way back, if your last stitch is a double crochet, it'll also go into that corner chain. So you will have 4 double crochet in that one little chain stitch, but that's normal. So your first stitch was a double crochet and your second stitch is a double crochet. So now we've done the first one, so we're going into the second one, which is the next stitch along. I always go into both loops while doing overlay, mosaic, crochet. You don't have to, it's just how I do it. So that's my second stitch, and then I'll do, I can't follow the pattern that I stated exactly. I'll do a couple of single crochet to get to the other side to be able to show you all back loop, remember? So yeah, now I'm going to do a couple of double crochets. Now the next one, you have to look directly below as to what stitch to go into. Now if you always go into one stitch, it'd be that one, but I go into both because I'm awkward. Now it makes my work look better because I'm quite a loose crocheter, and I found that I had holes and stuff and I didn't like the look of it, so I go into both loops. So I've done that double crochet. Now you've got to do another double crochet, and there are no stitches. It has to go in the corner chain. You have to move the double crochets around to find that corner chain. If you've put a stitch marker in, you'll be fine, but I don't do that. So you find that corner chain and you do the last stitch of the side, double crochet into that corner chain. Now you've got to do your big corner. So back into the same stitch. Now, like I say, it can be awkward, but just find it again. And now you're going to do a big corner, which is your double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet into the same stitch. So that's your big corner done. Now, your first stitch of the round is a double crochet. So yarn over into the same corner chain is a double crochet. So that's what it's going to look like. And your second stitch of the round is a double crochet. So you're going to go into the next stitch and do a double crochet into that stitch. Lovely. So that's what your corners will look like. It's what hides the secondary colour. Some people do the negative stitch to prevent having these flaps. I like them, but there's nothing stopping you doing them if you want to do them. Absolutely fine. So I've showed you that now. So I'm going to undo a little bit and see what we need to look at next to be able to show you. I've shown you the double crochet into the corner chain. Now I want to show you if it's you see, this is just showing you that the beginning and the end of the row can be different, so please be aware. See, there's a double crochet at the end of that row, but there isn't at the beginning, so just be aware of that with my patterns. If it's a normal corner, have I done that? Yes, I have. I've shown you if it's a normal corner and the first stitch is a double crochet, always in the corner chain. So I think I've pretty much covered everything. Let me know in the comments if there's anything I haven't. Let's go through this list again. Let me know. I haven't shown you this in particular. If sorry about me clearing my throat. If it's a big corner and the first stitch is a single crochet. Now that can be really complicated. So I'm doing a big corner again. So I've yarned over. There's my corner chain. Remember, it's the first stitch of the row. So what I'm going to do is I'm carrying this yarn again, and we're going to finish that double crochet. Chain one, it's the corner. Move that out the way now. Back in to the same stitch, which is rather large now because I undid it, for a double crochet. Now, excuse me, some of my patterns, you can see, so it's actually, this is the first single crochet that you do on the side. Excuse me. So that would be the first single crochet that you do on the side. You can be mistaken for thinking, oh right, I've done that, so this one's the first one. But it's not. You have to move back. So, is it? No, it's definitely that one. That would be your first single crochet of the side. Excuse me. So if you've got single crochets leading right up to the corner, and then you've got your corner. So this stitch here that's sticking out, I can tell is my corner chain. So we're going to do a big corner here. Chain one, back into the same stitch, corner. Now you've got single crochets. So you need to, don't go into the next one that you see, because that's incorrect. Move this out the way. This is your corner chain. So you've just gone in front of it. So this one here is your next stitch. So make sure you're aware of that, as you will lose stitches. Your stitch count won't work out, your blanket won't work out, and you'll wonder what's happened. So let's just carry on going across again, and I'll show you again. So yeah, that can be a bit complicated when it comes to corners. And then I think we've covered everything, but so yeah, we do another single crochet, let's say, then your big corner. So I can see that that's my stitch. Use stitch markers if you're unsure, they always help. Big corner, chain one, back into the same stitch to finish off your big corner. And then you've got a single crochet. Like I say, you'd be forgiven to think that that's one, but it's not. You've got to move your yarn back. That's your corner chain. It's actually this one. So your double crochets, your big corners are quite tightly compact, which is what I wanted with the design. I've done it in a few of the patterns. I know, yeah, that quite a few of them have this. So you need to be aware and make sure you're placing your stitches in the right place. So yeah, so I can show you one more time just to make sure. So we're going right to the end. Corner chain, I know is that one there, and then it's a big corner. So yeah, please be aware throughout that the corners do change. It can get into a pattern of big corner, normal corner, big corner, normal corner, and you get into a lovely pattern of carrying that on, and all of a sudden your pattern's not looking right, and basically the corners changed on the last round. They do that to create different effects in the pattern which I wanted, so you've just got to be aware of that. My patterns aren't really easy watching telly, not concentrating patterns. I like them to look different from your normal patterns. So I've done that big corner. Now we want to look at the back. That's my corner chain. This is your next stitch to make it look nice and neat as a little big corner there. And then I carry on. And basically, yeah, when you get to the end, if this is the case for the end of the round, your last stitch, you're going to be like, right, I need one more stitch. If you're counting properly, you literally have to move them double crochet stitches out the way. And this here, this little stitch here, the back loop of that's your last single crochet stitch to make the numbers right. So you can see why I wanted to go through that one as well. Then you do your slip normally, but I'll show you that actually, because you slip into the top of the double crochet, the first double crochet that you did. So that was your corner. There are your 3 stitches of your corner. That was your last double crochet. That was your chain. So this one between my fingers is my first double crochet that I did. And you do the same as we did before. Grab that yarn, pull it through to the back. Try not to drop it. Can be tricky. There, we've got it. Immediately grab the other yarn, look at the back, pull a little bit tight, pull round the front. This is what we do at the end of every round, and slip. Now you're ready for the next round. So that's not any particular pattern, even though it looks quite nice. I hope I've gone through most things for you. Leave a comment if there's anything you're unsure about, and I'll try to assist you. But I hope you enjoy my patterns. Thank you.